talking about a nigga that'll fuck your whole world up. You and your boys make a scene, I'm thinking AC Green, cause it's gonna be at least 4 or 5 you niggas in the room curled up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You ain't nothing but a MC.
Welcome to another edition of the Buck Stops Here. I am your host, Hound Dog Buck 50, bringing you the latest in battle rap news. And I am the illest battle rapper in the game. But like I always say, this is not about me. Today we're going to recap a battle that was part of the Rookies versus Vets collection. Cortez versus Eazy the Block Captain. Now before we get into this, the two have been going back and forth. Eazy the Block Captain was part of the first Ultimate Madness, and he lost in the second round against Foz, but he did gain quite a boost from being on the Ultimate Madness. So even though he didn't win, it definitely did, things for him, because he did enough to where it made people wake up, and which is all you can ask for. So here we have it. Rookies versus Vets. Eazy the Block Captain against Cortez. As we always know, Cortez, is a talented dude, but let's call it what it is. When it comes to URL, he's like the stepchild, and everybody else, you got the select few, like you got the Tay Rocks, the Sue Surfs, and a few others, Twerk. Those guys are the special children. And Cortez is just, so when you're in that position, you have to have your foot on the throttle at all times. So let's get into it. Round one, Cortez goes first. He had get a block. What did he say? Block fast with the Big K. Big K known for blocking people. That might not have been exactly how he said it. Something to that degree. A line where he said we don't draw the same. Then he had died in traffic, easy way out bar. Start from the top like surf bar. His first round was decent. It was beatable though. He had a little bit of, not a lot of stumbles, but just enough stumblitis to, kill whatever momentum he had. But the round was decent, but still beatable. So we go to Eazy the Block Captain. He had a ratio of a pie bar. He said, told Cortez he's been asked for 7 years. That's damn near common law. Pointed out how they dress Rookies versus Vets as orientations so they can meet the class. Told Cortez, you fat as shit. In your voice, you look nasty. He had a cap lock bar. He had a good one where he said, I braid my daughter's hair and trap. I micromanage. Now, let's see. Relieve my itch, I cortisone. And he had another good one where he said, we don't need nothing to talk about because my judge don't listen to closing arguments. And that's how he ended his first round. In terms of what was said, I felt like Eazy had more things that stood out quotable-wise in the first round. Like I said, Cortez wasn't bad, but and this is after we watched it again. So, when you watch it a second time, the reality of whatever you thought happened kicks in. So I'm like, okay, I wasn't hallucinating. Gave Eazy the first. Okay. So now we're going to go into the second. Let's see what's okay. Cortez started off with a rebuttal. The rebuttal was kind of sluggish. Now here's the thing with the rebuttals. even though they're off top, you got to find a way to be fluid with the rebuttal. Because if not, it can almost kind of stifle your momentum before you even get into the round. I felt like it wasn't a bad rebuttal, but I don't know. It was one of those like you could have did without it, type of things. And Cortez was already looking sort of like lax. Now his second round was by far better than his first round, easily. He had a vacation. I'll catch you with your girl on vacation, but this is going to be your last resort. He had a do or die bar because, of course, Eazy the Block's girls, his name is Hurricane Do. You're telling me to level up, but the Block's another step down. That was good. You get identified by your teeth when they did your fronts. That was good. He said Eazy shot right on time. Didn't pass due. Pretty good. And what if then he had an engraved bar. His second, there was more, but his second round was a by far a better round. Okay, so now you're looking at it like, okay, Eazy. Let's see how this goes. Now, the second round, for a good little while, watched it back, I felt like, okay, Cortez might have this round. But for me, this is where it started to tilt. I'll tell you in a second. I'm just going to get into some of the bars first. Eazy had a bar where he said, I would tell you to go to KOTD, but you lose over there too. A trial and error bar. If my boy dropped the ball, I pick him up. We play in jacks. And then he did a nice little. Now this is where I feel like it tilted, because he started taking an angle on how Cortez is chasing Surf, and how all the the higher tiers don't really want to be bothered with him. And then he said, Cortez, made fun of Cortez popping champagne, said how his highest viewed interview, his highest viewed blog or interview, whatever you want to call it, is with him hating on a nigga. And I felt like that before that part, I would have said, you know what, this is Cortez round. But at that point, I felt like because he started to get personal, it shifted the tide. Now, when that second round was done, I feel like I gave Eazy an edge. Not a whopping edge, but I felt like he pulled it out in that second half of the round when he started talking about Surf. Now, we go to the third. Cortez again with a rebuttal. All right. Now, his third was good because, Eazy the Block, if you ever seen his battles, he has this thing where he says there's a lesson in every bar. Cortez took an angle on that, basically saying, you're glorifying the street life, but this is what was really happening when you was in jail. He was breaking that down. It was a very good angle. And let's see. I'm trying to think what else he said. Well, there was bars, but that was the gist of it. Cortez talking to Eazy and basically saying, you're glorifying being in jail and locked up, but that's not all that it is. This is what it really is. So then we get to Eazy's third. He starts off with an Ultimate Madness scheme where he mentions all of the different rappers in wordplay form. And then he finishes by saying, my life, I never had a correspondent, or something to that effect. And then he started questioning Cortez's rank in the cruise. Said, well, why do they say Misfits the hottest in Myrtle Ave? I believe that's what he said. Or HU and NYB, why HU co-hosted Expert Opinion. And then he talked about the top tiers, playing dodgeball with him. And it was, he had a bullet stay with him. It's sentimental bar. The third, you can make an argument. Really, I feel like the first is the most clear round for Eazy. I feel like he won the second, but if somebody wanted to argue that Cortez won the second, or even the third, I can see their argument. But if you're just a person that just don't like Cortez, you're going to be like, he lost. I feel like, here's the thing. I don't want to make it all about Cortez dropping the ball, because then I feel like I'm just not giving Eazy any credit. And I want to give him credit. I don't want to make it all about that. So salute to Eazy the Block Captain. Crowd or no crowd, he did what he came to do. For Cortez, here's the thing. I said it before. Cortez is a talented dude. But let's face it. He didn't get done what he needed to get done, which was to just destroy Eazy the Block Captain, especially with him and Surf going back and forth. This was one that he needed. And of course, he didn't get what he needed, and Surf is somewhere laughing at him. Because I don't know. I feel like I said, with Cortez, it's not a case of wins and losses. He wins more than he loses. It's a case of, I don't know if Cortez has that something special that grabs the people to where it's going to put him to the next level. So it's almost like he's leveled off, if you will. I don't know if he's going to get any higher. It's bigger than just, when you look at it, it's bigger than him. Even if he beat Eazy the Block, murders him, I don't know if it would change anything. Because at the end of the day, as we can all see, it's not just about the win. It's about the fans. The fans are the ultimate decision makers. That's what it comes down to. You can win, 45 battles out of 47. But if you don't get an overwhelming fan vote, you'll still sort of be hovering around, in no disrespect, in the young cannon category at best. Maybe Cortez. So I would say for Cortez, I don't want to say he blew it, because if I say he blew it, I wouldn't be giving Eazy the Block Captain any credit. But for Cortez, you got to realize URL is not giving him the love like that. So you got to come to kill. When you're not getting the love you're supposed to get, every battle on URL, to me, I would treat it like I'm fighting for my position. Because there's nothing worse than an artist who doesn't get the respect they deserve. You can't take your foot off the gas, especially with him and Surf going back and forth. If there was ever a time he needed a world-class performance, it was on this one. And I don't think he had that. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best Cortez I ever saw. And he needed to be that to set himself up for the next situation. Who knows? If he gets the next situation, I'm wrong. But I don't know if he's going to get that situation. You know, he had his bottle. And you know what's crazy? He had his bottle. And sometimes image is everything. You know, because Cortez, he put on some weight. He looking out of shape. And he looked like he just rolled out of the bed. And he got the bottle, but he looked more like a depressed alcoholic. If he was dressed up fly and had the bottle, like the way Ryder dressed with the silk, if he came out there with a bottle like that, it would have looked glamorous. But because of the way Cortez was dressed, he just looked like he was depressed. He's just sipping, and I'm like, yo, Cor, that ain't it, bro. But you know what? I gave this battle to Eazy the Block Captain 2-1, possibly 3-0. And on that note, peace, love, and whatever else you think of love.